Hey guys, CTHM Productions here, and I thought I'd give you an update on a few things that are going on around here. What you're looking at now is a Logan model 6560-TH lathe that I picked up. It's new to me, but obviously has been used, and thought I would give you a quick little tour of it. I picked it up on Craigslist. That had actually been on Craigslist for a long time, and the gentleman that was selling it was asking $1,500, and I thought that was way too much for the condition of this machine. I think it would have been a bad deal at $1,500, but through a friend of a friend, he actually contacted me and told me basically he was tired of looking at it, and if I showed up with $500, he'd load it in my truck with a forklift, and that would be the end of the deal. So I went down there and checked it out basically, and it was all there. It was very dirty. I might have some pictures of it I can throw up on the screen here, but it basically needed a really good cleaning, but all the gears were there, all the pieces are there, nothing is stripped, no missing teeth, everything works as it should. So I went ahead and picked it up, obviously, and now you can see it's here. It is a 14-inch swing by 40-inch between centers machine. Here we can walk up a little bit here. According to Logan Actuator, who is the offspring of the Logan Lathe company, the TH model number actually does designate that it's a hardened bed, but I couldn't specifically find that in the Logan manual, so I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really done anything to the bed yet enough to figure it out. Let's bring us down here. As you can see, it is a Logan 6560 TH, and another weird anomaly of this machine is that there is no Powermatic badging on it. There are not any holes where it was. As you saw probably previously, it is missing this back cover here, and it is missing the chip tray. How somebody lost or didn't replace that, I have no idea. But it does not have any Powermatic badging. The badge down here at the end of the bedway does match with the 6560 TH and the 88136, but there's no badging on this, no stamped aluminum. So I just noticed in reviewing the footage that I had where I was talking about there not being any Powermatic badging, if I get my phone just right here, you can see what looks to be Powermatic here. It says serial number, model number, and I can't read that one. It's the company location, McInnville or something like that, Tennessee. So it does have Powermatic by Hootie. So I can't see that in person with my eyes here, but the phone for some reason picks it up. So one more step in that mystery. But as I said, I mean, I don't see anywhere else where Powermatic badging was or would have been. I know that sometimes they had them here, and I don't know if that was drilled, if it was just a big sticker. And I don't have the back cover where the other Powermatic badge would be, so the plot thickens. Also, if anybody knows what this gear is for on the back here, I'd love to know what it's for. I have no idea. It doesn't match the pitch. Originally I thought it was maybe a change gear or something, but the pitch of the teeth is very square. There you go, there's a nice good look at it. It does not match the pitch of any of the other teeth in the machine. And it's on the end of the spindle here, the spindle bore. So if anybody knows what that is, I'd love to know. It does match the bedway serial number of 88136. And when I look up the Logan serial numbers, it puts this right about the Logan Powermatic transition in 1972, I believe. But this does not have any Powermatic badging on it, so I'm not exactly sure what the story is. And as you saw previously, it does have the Logan. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, Logan Engineering Company, Chicago, Illinois, United States. So it's not entirely clear to me where this was made, but it seems to be a good enough lathe, so not super concerned with that. It does have quick change gearbox. It did not come with a tool holder. However, I did purchase this Dorian tool holder, the CXA size. I was able to find a good deal on that on eBay. It actually came with a couple tool holders. It did come with this chuck, This is a Buck 3-jaw scroll chuck, like 7.5 inches. It's a discontinued model. They don't make this size anymore, but that was a welcome accessory that came with it. The bedways look pretty clean, as far as I can tell. There's a little bit of dirt, and back there you can hear the cat complaining about life. These bedways, there's a couple little nicks here in this one. There's a couple there, a couple little nicks there. This inner bedway here has definitely seen better days. However, this bedway, the carriage does not ride on that bedway. The tailstock does, however. Do plan to get a stone one of these days and go over and knock off these high spots, but I think the amount of times you're actually going to have that tailstock all the way up here at the front of the bed is probably far and few between. The rear way for the carriage looks in pretty good condition. That's just dirt. There's a couple little tiny nicks there, but overall the hardened bedways machine does seem to have helped it. In here, like I said, there's a couple nicks there, and there's a few on the other side here, but these inner ways are only for the tailstock, so I'll have to get those cleaned up, but I'm not super concerned about it. So far it's cutting pretty true, so I'm not I have not leveled it either, so I'm not super concerned about the bedways. It does have the tailstock. It's got the threading dial, which I was happy that was included with it. It did not come with a steady rest or follow rest, but you know, I'm counting my blessings here for being able to pick this up local to me and such a good price. What else here? It needs the rear cover and the chip tray like I detailed before. And this needs to be rebuilt. I have the pieces to do this. I'm probably going to have to turn a new rod with a threaded piece in the center here. The pieces are down inside by the motor here, and I do have a handle that goes there. So I'm going to have to get around to that one of these days. But yeah, that's the basics of this machine. And let me go plug it in here and we can turn it on. So it is a 3-phase machine. I have it wired up through a static phase converter, which I know I'm going to get grief for. But it's a 3 horsepower motor, 3-phase, and I really don't foresee myself using all 3 horsepower on this. I'm sure if you're using it in a job shop or something like that, then you'd need every bit of the 3 horsepower, but for home shop stuff here, turning some aluminum and some small steel, I really don't foresee myself needing the extra horsepower. So I'm going to run it static for now, and if I want to buy a variable or either a VFD or a rotary phase converter later, I can do that, but I didn't want to throw down the money without even knowing if this motor worked, so I went ahead and went for the static for now. So it does power up here. Let me lock us into high gear here. Got forward. And we have reverse. It's got a pretty broad RPM range on this machine compared to a lot of the earlier ones, which is something I like about it. I believe it goes all the way from 50 RPMs all the way up to 1600, maybe 1800. Faster than I want to be running it, but it's pretty considerably fast. And of course we can lock it down into low gear here. So we've got our low speed now. And we have reverse there as well. And this machine also does have like an emergency brake with a power cutoff and a brake, which is nice, in case you ever needed to use that, which hopefully you don't. But so you can see it works there, and then this machine, all the speeds are changed through the dial down here that I showed you a second ago. It's a variable speed drive with 1-inch V-belts, which are in decent condition actually. They seem to be original. But that's pretty much the extent of the lathe here. If you want to see anything else or have any suggestions or anything for me, then please let me know. It's got the usual oil leaks from the tailstock here and some from the carriage here. If I can turn you around. You can see you got a little oil drip there. And I actually went through and rebuilt this carriage. I've pretty much been through the whole machine already. I had to rebuild this carriage here. I replaced this bronze bushing on the end here, was worn out. I went through and resealed and re-greased and completely went through everything in there, so it's got fresh oil in it. And it doesn't leak too much, but it's got a couple drips. And then from the back of the headstock too, the rear seal in the headstock is leaking as well. And I'm gonna have to I'll probably throw some marble mystery oil or something in there, and if it stops it, cool. If not, I'll just let it leak and fill it up, because I really don't want to take the spindle out to replace those seals. The oil in there is literally only lubricating one gear. The front and rear spindle bearings are sealed bearings, so I don't know why there's oil in that. It's for the low speed gear, but I will keep it in there. That's what they designed it for, so that's what I'll do.